All right. Hello. Welcome to EduView on the EdReach Network with show 32 in our second season. We feature a panel of experts with a purpose to professionally and critically discuss and assess the current trends and topics in education and technology.
Oh, and tonight we have a special friend with us, someone who has been with us before, but tonight's show just seemingly, it works out that he works out perfectly with what we're going to talk about because tonight's show topic is ISTE. And Jeff, have you ever heard of this thing called ISTE?
I've heard of the conference. It's coming up soon, isn't it?
A bit soon in this great city of Atlanta, which Amy Petrosky left us and ditched us in Atlanta. We're excited. We're very excited. And Kat and Stacia should be joining us pretty soon. But
Kat's ready.
Kat's ready. Then we will invite her, and she will join us quickly.
Yes, she will.
She will quickly and do that. So let's get Kat in here.
I apologize for my background this evening. This is my sister's childhood bedroom because mine, of course, was, stripped and converted and all that. But this is where I stay when I'm in Maine. Yay, Maine!
Very exciting. Very exciting.
But even though I'm not in hot Atlanta this summer.
You're not in hot Atlanta. Well, I don't know if we're going to necessarily do hot topics, but we do want to hear about Cat Flippin's Day.
Other than the fact that it ended up in a mad rush to get the kids asleep.
Well, I think we should start out with the spider episode.
Oh, yeah, we need to hear about this.
Oh, y'all. So, first of all, today was my first day at Georgia Gwinnett, officially in higher ed. Yay!
Excellent.
It was a great day, except for how it started. Now, granted, I have a theory that this was the universe trying to distract me because I was really nervous thinking, oh my gosh, a K-12 person going to higher ed. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? So I go upstairs. After I had taken a shower and gotten dressed and everything, I'd go back upstairs to get my shoes, and bam, in the middle of the bathroom, gigantic spider, hair and everything.
No.
Oh my gosh. So I freaked out just a little bit, and I freaked out on Voxer of all places. And I threw a lot of books. Now, these were not just any books. These were all my educational books because they happened to be the heaviest. So, yes, my husband, I did lock it in the bathroom and everything. My husband came home much later with the kids and killed it, savior. But it actually helped me kind of calm down, get to Georgia Gwinnett, and completely focus. I'm very excited and super honored that I'll be able to lead all the training for the entire faculty there. The school is so innovative, so painfully innovative. They want me to gamify and badge, and I'm just thrilled.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Awesome. Yay.
That is awesome.
Well, and then I made fun of Kat, and this is the lesson. This is the lesson to all, because I thought she was talking in it like Rottweilers or pit bulls attacked her on Voxer, and so I was like, Kat, what was it? And she's like, it was a spider, and I'm like, seriously, you threw books at a spider? And so then I come home, and my boys come around front and say, Mom, there's a snake in the front yard. So I am terrified of snakes. So I got some garden tools and tried to channel my inner catness, and got this bow and arrow stance and was throwing lawn tools, and they had to stay there until my husband came home because I didn't even come close to the snake, but I got my point across. And then I had to box Kat and say, I'm sorry, Kat, for making fun of you because there was a snake in my yard.
It was karma.
Mm-hmm. So be nice to your friends, people. It's a lesson.
I'm telling you, it helped me focus on the day, and it was a great day. And y'all, can I say, as a teacher, as a former classroom teacher of 9 years, right? Going to a job that's leading people that's not actually in the classroom. From the first day, the difference is phenomenal. They gave me this timeline of things, and they're like, we're sorry, there's so much to do. And I'm looking at them, and I'm thinking, this is not a lot to do. The difference is just insane, and I've never really known any different. I've always been fast-paced, you have to grade, plan, teach, paperwork, parents, paperwork, oh wait, faculty meeting, just things that keep on going, and you go home and you don't stop. I came home and I sat down and I had time to read from a textbook. It was different, very different. So classroom teachers, you guys, No one really knows. No one really knows.
This is true, and I want you to know that Rodney Turner said you sure did drop a lot of knowledge on that spider.
Oh, he's so punny.
I know. I almost killed it. This is the book. Actually, you're gonna get a kick out of this. This is one of the books that I almost killed it with. Can you see that one? Teachers and Machines. Mm-hmm.
That's fabulous. Well, Mr. Bradbury,
Yeah.
how's it going with you? What's going on with you these days?
Oh, just diaper changing and website creating and having a good time preparing to come down to Hotlanta and see everybody. Looking forward to some of the great stuff happening at ISTE. We have a workshop coming up on Sunday night, the 29th, I believe it is, at 4:30 to 7:30. We're going to be talking about puppets and podcasting and creating our own puppets with the help of my good buddy Sam Patterson. And, looking forward to just doing some pretty cool stuff down in Atlanta. And I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, girls, I heard that Jamie's actually going to be taking part in the EdTech Karaoke this year.
He says that because last year at ISTE, he tried and tried and tried to get me to do this, and I absolutely refused to go up there with him. And so he's kind of being a little bit of a pain in the backside about it. But no, I was glad to stand and talk to him during EdTech Karaoke, but no, I did not grace the stage.
Oh, Jamie, why not?
Got to get adventurous.
It was a little crazy. It was a little crazier than I was willing to roll. So no, I turned old Jeff down on the making a fool of myself on the stage last year. Yeah.
In her defense, she did tell me that she doesn't like to sing in the state of Texas. She would rather sing in her own home state.
Oh.
We'd have to do an Edge of You song with maybe Jeff doing some backups or something. I don't know. I'm not getting up there by myself. And
I think as an honorary member of the Women of EdTech tribe, I would love to do that.
There we go.
And Kat is a classically trained singer, so.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't know.
You know, but you don't know.
EdTech Karaoke?
Yes, Monday night.
How do you spell karaoke?
I don't know. I'd Google it.
Yeah.
C-A? No, I don't know.
No, it's K-A. Yeah. All right, y'all. So, ISTE. So let's talk about the grand scheme of things. There's going to be two kinds of people that we're talking to tonight. We're going to be talking to the people coming to Atlanta, and then we're going to be talking to the people who are furious because they're not coming to Atlanta.
Yes, the not ISTE hashtag, right? Not at ISTE?
Not at ISTE hashtag. Yeah, I was there for 2 years. I was on that hashtag. It was a bummer.
But it doesn't matter. You can learn still so much just from following ISTE 14, the hashtag. I didn't go last year, and I learned so much just by stalking you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We talked on Tech Educator last night. We think there's an official hashtag. Did we confirm that, Jeff?
There is an official hashtag. It is hashtag ISTE2014. Not to be confused with ISTE 14.
Interesting. So that's interesting. I wonder why they went in that direction. I guess they're presuming that in the next 14 that rolls around, they're still going to be here?
Well, they're actually trying to test us out as educators. They're trying to see if we can fit in all of our tweets with 2 less characters.
God.
That's an interesting theory.
I know from tweeting to Jamie Vandergrift that it's really difficult to tweet with 2 or 10 less characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I refuse to compromise. I will not write R for the word A-R-E or the letter U for Y-O-U. I will never. Or the number 4 for F-O-R. I just cannot do it.
No, I can. I can totally do it.
If you need to. If you have a point you're trying to really get across.
But my question is, Jamie, when you're typing out y'all, do you use the exclamation, the apostrophe?
It depends on if I have enough characters. I go in a different direction.
I'm a grammar person.
Okay, so if you were somebody coming to Atlanta this summer for ISTE 2014, friends, what are some things they need to know about the city first?
It is not in a traditional, as a native Atlantan born in Atlanta, it is not a traditional city block kind of configuration. Do not count on turning
Yes.
right onto a block and then going around the block.
Yeah,
It will not always happen.
An eastern seaboard city. Check.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And there's that darn highway going through the middle of it, which is always throws me for a loop.
The connector, which was built in the mid-'70s, which is horrible, horrible traffic. I would not drive anytime between what you guys used to hear me on my drives. But
7 to
about 8 to
9.
7 and 9, that kind of block.
7 to 9, 7 to 10.
4 to 7 in the evening.
In the
And 4 to
morning,
7.
going into the city and then coming out of the city, I would not drive from 3 to 6. Frankly,
Just stay put until after 7.
yeah.
Or
Everybody.
just don't
Just
drive.
within walking distance of the World Congress Center, and you'll be good.
Mhm.
Great restaurants, lots to do.
Yeah.
Don't get behind the wheel.
So if you haven't booked your airplane ticket yet, is there a good time to fly into the city?
Any days, but well, I would honestly fly in on
Don't come on
Thursdays.
Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night's not a good thing. Come in Thursday if you can. First of all, it'd be cheaper flying through Hartsfield. Going like Southwest or AirTran is probably better, but Thursday's the best. Friday will be insane on the road.
Yeah,
It's
fly
just
Southwest or AirTran and pay my bills.
insane. There you go.
I'll pay your bills if you pay my diapers.
Ooh,
Oh,
no way.
that's a really good point. Let's
No.
rice the diapers. Phew.
Yes. No.
Um,
So yeah, I think what Kate hit on it. There's so much there. Georgia Tech is right there by the World Congress Center, and so in order to entertain
You mean
all,
Georgia State, not Tech.
no, it's Georgia Tech, isn't it?
Nope, Georgia Tech is higher up.
Okay, Georgia
not
State,
far.
Georgia something. There's
It's
a
really not
college.
that. Well, I say it's not that far. It's not necessarily in walking distance, but MARTA is not really good when you're going this way. And for people who are listening, it's from right to left. Don't do MARTA right to left. MARTA up and down, pretty good.
North and south. That would be north and
That's the
south.
word. Yes, thank you. I'm trying
We
to
love direction as you.
Up and down.
I don't know what college is there. Kat doesn't know north or south. Where's the college?
If you're somebody coming to Atlanta and you really expect to get someplace outside of the north-south corridor on MARTA, don't even try. It is not your typical city subway system. It is
No.
literally a line up and down and a line east to west, west to
I
east.
actually do have a picture that compares it to like D.C., Chicago, and New York, and London. I will find that picture and I will tweet it, and you will get the idea of
Oh,
how
yeah.
frightening it
Very
is.
good.
That's a
I
great
know
idea.
there's actually a lot of people planning to go to a Braves game. And I don't know. I know my friend Amber Tiemann was, I think, heading that up. And so I think
And
there's
there's a
some
bus that goes
baseballers.
to the MARTA station.
Yeah, there it is a way. It goes straight up, so you're just fine. And Braves is good, especially because Turner Field is obsolete in a couple years, so it'll be a fun game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're tearing it down.
Out of
Building
there.
a new one.
Oh, I thought they just built that. Like not.
They
just-
did.
They
Good.
They did. They tear down Fulton County Stadium in what y'all the
Wow.
90s.
That was the Olympics.
Yeah.
That was right. That's where they built Turner. Gosh, y'all.
And if you're not used to heat plus humidity, it will be the end of July or the end of this month, June, come in July, and that's probably some of our hottest temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of people talk about out in Arizona, you've got the dry heat. I personally think 120 degrees is 120 degrees,
Yes.
but it will feel pretty suffocating if you're not used to it. So just stress, hydrate.
And to be frank,
With water.
drink a lot of water, wear your antiperspirant, because you will sweat.
Yes.
Something about the
Profusely.
humidity makes you sweat.
Jeff,
So-
that's for you. Just so you know.
Thank you. Thank you. I will remember that when I'm being your backup singer on the stage.
Also, afternoon thunderstorms is kind of if it is a really humid day, tropical thunderstorms. I think
Bring your
hopefully
umbrella.
along like that February kind of random tornado thing. Hopefully not.
But bring your
Scare them away.
comfortable shoes. That is for certain. I just tweeted out Nicholas Provenzano, the nerdy teacher, who we love, his guide to surviving ISTE 2014. So a lot of really helpful tips. If this is your first ISTE conference, it can be quite overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to really check the ISTE site and go ahead and start planning out your day. And I know that sounds crazy, but you really want to have a game plan before you get there. because otherwise you're going to get pretty overwhelmed if you're a first timer. Those of us who've been before, maybe not so much, but it's still good to have a plan.
And what I'm actually going to do, and you guys have seen this already, I don't think Jeff has though. I'm one of those crazy organized people, secretly, except for my car. I'm going to tweet out my schedule, and you guys can see like how I'm trying to plan things, and we'll talk about some of the things I've picked and what each of us are doing a little bit. But this is just that you can copy the spreadsheet if you'd like and kind of build your own schedule. It has a key and everything for color coding and whatnot. But I have to keep track of it somehow, and that way at least I know, like, I want to go to some sessions, but I want to have time just to talk and chat, and I keep those times kind of open and sacred, so maybe, you know, it'll help somebody else there, so I'll get that out right now.
Jeff has a schedule.
Yeah.
Jeff, what did you use? Did you use any kind of particular anything, or are you just being facetious?
You know, I've been keeping my schedule actually right now in Evernote.
Nice.
Because it's just easier and it syncs up with everything, and eventually I'm going to make iCal appointments. But, you know, I'm going to be spending most of the days broadcasting, and I'm going to be spending the afternoons running from vendor table to vendor table with my cameras and microphones. So what I've been doing is just doing iCal events and then syncing the iCal events up with whomever I'm going to be interviewing that day, and that seems to be able to keep me together. It was very, very helpful last year when I did that, because you just have the iCal appointment set to give you a reminder 5 or 10 minutes before the next thing you have to do. So without even looking, it's pinging your pocket and saying, hey, you got to be at booth, whatever. I just found it was really, really easy to do. And then what you can do from there is you can share your calendar with another person, and then suddenly you're all syncing your calendars up so you know where you are. Another thing I would definitely recommend is using, and I know this is a controversial one, but there's an app on your phone called Find My Friends.
I love that. I love that app.
Set up for conferences. I mean, really, the thing will pinpoint you within 5 feet. And it's an amazing little app. I actually have it hardwired on all the babies, and so I know exactly where they are. But the thing is, if you have that, you know where your friends are. You know where they're going to be, and you know how to get to them. And if you need just, like, quick do a little text message to them, it's really, really helpful to do. And it's just one of those apps that when you go to a conference, just grab a couple friends that you trust, and exchange things. You can sign up with that to connect full time, forever, for a day, for a minute, for an hour, for whatever, and it really, really works, especially when you're at conferences with people.
Didn't we talk about this last year? Wasn't that part of what we talked about while we were at ISTE, Jeff? Remember, we were all standing there and you were telling us about it and how you were keeping up with it, because it can be overwhelming, and I think that's a great plan to share your schedule with others. So everybody can see, like, we've got a good many people going from our district. So I'm trying to make sure that, they all understand that, you might want to just pinpoint one thing for your group, and then that way you can all share your schedule or share your notes.
Well, it is overwhelming. I mean, my first ISTE was 2 years ago out in San Diego, and the San Diego Convention Center is huge. I mean, it's just, it's huge. And how do you handle it? How do you keep track of everybody? Who wants to be making phone calls going, hey, where are you? And, the person's 10 feet away in the next aisle. To use an app like Find My Friends, there was another suggestion that kind of came up on one of our shows of, create a single Google Doc for everybody to be in a session. Well, that's nice, and there's a way to do that. We came up with a similar solution that says use Evernote, and if you create an Evernote stack, which is a series of notebooks, and everybody is into that stack. Now you could be at your session and she could be at her session, and you're both running Evernote, and at the end it's automatically synced up, and it just works. And the neat thing that Evernote offers that doing a Google Doc doesn't, that I know of, is that you can sit there with your audio on it. So quite often at times I will be following a hashtag, but my Evernote will be running and the audio recorder will be on. So I'm actually recording the session, and if I can get 5 friends to do that at their sessions, we pull all that together, then suddenly you're at 5 sessions. There's a lot of ways to use the technology that sometimes you don't know that you have.
In our Voxer group, you can all, because there's that map feature, you can see where people are voxing from.
Ooh, I like that.
So you can't lie and say you're in the bathroom when you're really at karaoke singing.
Good to know. Good to know. So what you're saying is we're going to be a little more honest at ISTE about where we are. That's great. And Jeff is probably saying this because I swear last year he would say, okay, I'm in the vendor hall. I'm at exhibit number 724. And I'd be like, where's 724? And he'd say, no, literally, I think it took me 3 hours to find him, and he was like moving every 5 minutes. But yeah, it's probably.
Well, there was a name for that. It was called hide and seek.
It worked. It worked. It was great. Yeah, no. And for the directionally challenged, I think that's the biggest thing, because I am one of those people. When you get into the convention center, the World Congress Center, and there's so much going on, there's so many people, you got to find room numbers, you've got to know where the vendor hall is. It is really, I think, essential to have some tips for us directionally challenged folks. So what are your tips for those of us who don't know north, south, east, west, or can't find our way out?
The rudderless ships. I had my friend Lindsay Brouillard is going, and she cannot do directions. You want to know what I've been trying to do? Is what I'm doing is going through the program and saying, okay, this is where I want to go in, and this is how I'm going to get there, and mapping everything out well in advance. And it's a little bit of work up front, but once you get there, it's going to be great to just look at your thing and be like, okay, I'm going here, and then have a map of some sort and say, okay, it's here. So you're not confused.
That's a great idea. I mean,
yeah.
It's just to have that game plan, because, again, it's so overwhelming.
Yes.
And at any point in time, you could run into somebody that you don't know, or you could find yourself running away from a guy wearing a puppet on his hand. And you never know what's going to be brought up during the day.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, the puppet thing for real.
If you do happen to come across a guy with a bow tie and a puppet, please be nice to him.
Yeah, we love
creating content for us.
Actually, and I didn't even get to see Sam, and last year he came like it was like the closing keynote, wasn't it, when he got there?
He tried to be the closing keynote, but they wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, so Sam got there like right at the closing keynote last year. So I'm hoping to see more than 2 seconds of Sam this year. Hoping.
Well, Sunday night at 4:30, we're doing our puppet workshop. We'd love to have people there.
I think Kat has been doing something.
Yeah, in fact, let's talk about some of the things that we are doing. So, Jeff, are you doing anything else and again, what time again was the puppet workshop?
The puppet workshop is actually going to be from 4:30 to 7:30 on Sunday nights. So for those of you who aren't going to watch the Mets and the Braves lose, it's a good time to go, and we're going to, Sam's going to be teaching you a little bit about puppetry and how it works. We're going to be making puppets out there. It is BYOS, so bring your own socks. And after that, we're going to talk a little bit about how puppets can be used. Sam is building an amazing website with his EduPuppets, and we're going to talk a little bit about Camtasia. So we're going to be in a computer lab with Camtasia. We're going to talk about screencasting and video, and basically how to create something unique and organic, and then put it on camera to try to teach your kids how to be creative and just spread the aura of puppetry. But one of the cool parts that I'm going to be associated with this year is TeacherCast is going to be live broadcasting every single day from ISTE, and it's going to be amazing. We're broadcasting live straight to you out there in TV land from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12, and it's going to be live on ISTE programming, and it's going to be live on TeacherCast.tv. And I got to tell you, as soon as I put it out there that we're doing this, everybody wanted to be on. We've got people like Angela Myers, Tech Ninja Todd, Adam Bellows coming on. We're doing a feature on Jerry Blumengarden. We're doing a feature on the one, the only, the lovely, the beautiful, the talented, the multilingual, the vivacious. Am I getting it through? Peggy George, who's out there watching tonight. We're going to have Waka on. We're going to do a Tech Educator podcast live. I think it's going to be on Sunday at 11:30. And Aaron Klein's going to be on, and EdWeb and Edutopia, and we're going to Tuesday morning we're going to have Lego come on, and they're going to be showing off some of their really cool Legos and how that works with STEM education, and we're going to be talking to the EdCamp people and the Teach Me people. So 9 to 12, check that out. If you want, go to our YouTube channel over at teachercast.net/YouTube is where we're going to be archiving everything. I can't wait. Plus, the big news for us is that we're going to be unveiling the brand new TeacherCast. So I've been working really, really hard, and if you're watching this live, you can check out what I'm doing right now, which is teachercast.net. I have it open for a little bit, but I'm going to be closing it down after the show tonight. But if you want to check out what's in future for TeacherCast, check that out there. But yeah, definitely. TeacherCast live from ISTE, 9 to 12 every day.
Awesome. Are you going to post a schedule at all?
Yes, I have a few spots that I'm still trying to tweak a little bit, but from what we're told, ISTE is going to be promoting it on their networks and on their blog. It's going to come out on a daily schedule. I don't know if it's going to be on the app. I don't think so. But on the newsletter, like, it's going to be posted of check this stuff out. And yeah, obviously on our channels and stuff, it'll go live. So
those people
really,
who
really
can't
cool.
make
And it starts off Saturday morning at 9 o'clock with the one, the only Steve Hargadon and Lucy Gray.
That's so exciting, Jeff. Good work. And that's so nice for the people, the not at ISTE people. That's a huge help.
And it is interactive, so we're gonna, over at teachercast.tv, we are gonna have our chat room going. It's gonna be live, so check it out. You never know what puppet's gonna stop by and talk to somebody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Hey, and did you know that Atlanta has a Center for Puppetry Arts?
Yes, I did.
No, not you, Kat. You live here.
Hey, did you know that Atlanta is actually the 5th capital from Georgia?
Oh, I knew that there was 2 other ones. I did not know that one. That's fun random facts.
That's 8th grade Georgia history now, Kat.
Now, I didn't when I was in middle school here, they didn't care about Georgia history. So, sorry, say Georgia.
When were you in middle school? I had to learn that too.
I never took any kind of Georgia history. At least I don't remember, unless my teacher was. Yeah, let's not go there. Moving on.
Anyway.
All right, Kate, I know you are presenting, correct?
I am, and I just was looking, and I got an email last week, y'all, I have to tell you, it's so funny. I'm thinking, oh, I'm so excited, this is awesome, and I thought, maybe I'll be in a room with about, I don't know, 80 to 90 seats, because I'm used to setting up and preparing for the program for the GAETC, Georgia Educational Technology Conference. So that's in my head, right? So I get the email. It's a 300-seat room. So, and not only that, it is exciting, but you talk about nervous, and it's going to be live streamed, and it's been promoted by the Virtual Environments Network.
Those are.
I know.
So, I'm going to put a little message in here, Kate, for you. Hold on.
I am I'm really excited, but I am already nervous. Like, I know exactly how many days, almost how many hours until this happens. So,
what's your title, Kate?
It's Game On, Gamify Your Professional Learning, powered by BlendSpace. And it's all about kind of my journey so far in trying to model best practices for teachers. And to try and really show them that transformation from stage on the stage to getting kids up, getting kids active, gamifying, moving them around the room, friendly competition type involvement. And BlendSpace has been such a great game board-like platform and then also web-based, that it has really worked out well. And so we had a lot of teachers who walked out and said, that's the best professional learning I've ever had. And so it just really made an impact.
Yay! And what day was that again, or what time?
I'm sorry. It's going to be July 1st at 10:15 and B405 at the Georgia World Congress Center.
July 1st is Monday, correct?
July 1st is Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. Oh.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I will be late.
Kat's wheels are turning. She's like, okay, now how do I... Let me get back to my schedule.
Well, and I'm looking at the schedule and I'm going, what's that little icon? It looks like a play button. And I hovered over it and went, session will be recorded for on-demand viewing. Okay, great. Yeah. I didn't even know, so I just found that out. So anyway.
That means that I can stream it on demand from my house in Maine.
I think that's what's happening. So,
They do have awesome ISTE Live stuff going on this year, I gotta say. They're really, really doing some cool stuff for those who can't make it this year.
Yeah, so they are supporting, again, the Not at ISTE group.
Yes. And that's important, I think, because
not everybody can go.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think what they're just
So
saying,
Amy.
for those who can't make it this year, you better make it next year when you're in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely we're getting Jamie to sing some EdTech karaoke, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, Jamie can't do that same. Jamie can't do that same out of pocket that she did last year, and I think that's the big thing is, you know, if you can have someone pay your way, if you have you work for a district or, but y'all, I paid so yeah.
I can flip the bill if you want to flip some diapers.
Yeah, I might have to start changing diapers just to get that paid for. But yeah, I mean, it's an incredible, and I think that's the reality. It's an incredibly expensive event, and you know, just having it in our hometown is such a weight off our shoulders. You know, I was saying in one of my Voxers today that, you know, while it seems like it's a little, you know, like not quite as fun because it's here, in the same token, it's like I'll just come home and go to bed, and then I'll go back up, and then I'll come home and go to bed, and it's, you know, just little things like that that are really huge when it comes to talking about the cost of the event, and it's hard. And so, I mean, I really do feel for people who just can't make it happen. So I like that we're really looking for ways to bring people in.
Now, Jamie, what are you doing at ISTE?
I'm doing what Kathleen tells me to do.
Basically.
Basically.
Other than, I have a couple things I'm doing, and what Jamie is talking about actually, and this might, Jeff, interrupt puppetry fun, but we can come late, is a Birds of a Feather Researchers in Education. You know Jamie and I, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have, it's at 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, and it's actually a kind of a mixture of things. We start out with a really quick presentation from me and one of my cohort mates from my doctorate, and we'll be talking about education in K-12 and higher ed and our research, and then we go to a panel which features Jamie and has people from higher ed, K-12, all the way in elementary school principal is going to be there as well. And then we just have a little mixer kind of session where we switch from tables with topics. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then hopefully not conflicting with anybody, I have Monday, I'm presenting at 2:15 p.m. on the lesser-known Google apps, my favorites, Maps Engine, Scholar, and the Cultural Institute, which has been a friend of mine for 2 years. Ooh. And that's a BYOD session. Let me point out, guys, if you see a BYOD session, you have to sign up for those in advance.
Yes.
So I would
get in line early.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kat, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I'm emphasizing that because BYOD is sign up. I already have a list of people, and they're free. They're essentially free mini kind of workshop things. So I would get on the program and look for those. If you see me you want, then sign up for them. And otherwise, you'll see me at the TechSmith booth a lot, and at the ISTE Mobile Learning Network, the former Special Interest Group Mobile Learning Network. I'm going to be doing a demo on Google Glass, talking about wearable tech and education, and then I'll be working with Google that same day, all on Monday, guys, on Advanced Google Hangouts. OMG.
Busy lady.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun though, but I still have a lot of time, y'all. Ruben, I can never pronounce his name, the guy for the Sammer dude. Ruben Puentedura is also presenting at ISTE on Sunday morning. Oh, I'm so excited. Am I the only one who's excited about that?
Well, here's the thing, and I confessed to this last year. I went to half a session last year, and it wasn't that I didn't have good intent, because I had good intent, but it was like I would run into Jeff, and then I'd sit down and talk to Jeff, and then I'd run into Jerry, and I'd sit and talk to Jerry, and then I ran into Lisa Dabbs, and she was going to lunch, and I'm like, well, then I'm going to lunch with Lisa Dabbs, and I mean, really, my days kind of went like that, and it was just like, I was going in like the very last day, and I had this, I don't even remember what session it was, but I was determined. I was getting to that daggone session. And I walk in, and I see Paul Wood and Tom Whitby sitting at a table, and I sit down and start talking to them. I didn't leave. Then Rodney Turner comes. I talk to Rodney. I mean, literally, I didn't make it because it was these opportunities where I sat down and I started talking to people, and it was like, I don't want to go to that session. I'm really enjoying this time with people that I just get to see once a year or talk to on Twitter, and I didn't even know Rodney. I mean, I hadn't even met Rodney. Like, and we got a selfie together, and
that's important.
Yeah, and so I mean, I do want to. I will definitely be the session I'm a part of. I will be there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But beyond that, I can't make tons of commitments because I did do that last year. I did have all this I'm going to be there-ness, and then there was just so many great learning experiences on the floors of the newbie lounge and the butterfly lounge. There were so many great learning experiences there that it was like, ooh, do I get up and leave this great opportunity to go to a session? And, so, I mean, I think that you have to not have so much pressure on yourself. Have good intent, but don't feel like I have to get in 700, I have to jam-pack myself with sessions, because a lot of what comes out of ISTE that's really great is the networking you do in the hallways, on the floor, those are the things that I really valued the most last year.
And there's so much more going on other than the sessions. Here's the thing that blows my mind. You have your sessions, and there's a variety of them, right? And you have your poster sessions and all these beautiful things. But then you have the special interest groups, or now they're the networks, whatever they're calling them, the playgrounds, where they have just, areas that are blocked off and dedicated to, like, there's the virtual environments, the mobile learning, there's going to be the games and simulations. They have all these things you can go and you can talk to people for a short bit of time and network with people who you're interested with. And then a ton of the exhibitors are also having networking events or people presenting for short periods of time. There is just so much going on. And then you have the lounges. How many lounges are there? Is it the Bloggers Cafe still going to be there?
I'm looking right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Session info. I know Peggy George just tweeted out, too, about the Hacked Education Day.
Yep.
And that is so cool. Everyone check that out. I'll retweet what she just
the Friday before?
Out.
Yes.
So much going on the Friday before.
Yes.
And Saturday, too. Saturday is Peggy, help me with this one, it's Global EdCon.
Oh, my gosh, y'all. It's so, and I feel so bad because I'm like, there's a concert there's going to be happening, but I won't be going. I won't be going to much. I just have networking and people I'm meeting up with and places I want to go and see, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But the thing is you have to be purposeful with your planning, but don't beat yourself up if you get off schedule a little bit. That's kind of the trick.
Yeah, because I think that at any conference it's really hard to you go in with your best laid plans, but like Jamie was saying, you can totally get off track, and especially when you start talking to somebody or get to see somebody that sometimes, like, it's silly, but Jamie and I live 10 minutes apart, and I see her, like, I don't know,
conferences
once a year, twice a year. I mean, it's just silly, but.
And please, whatever you do, if you are at ISTE and you find that you're not learning something, please don't start off a live podcast by saying I was talking to Jeff.
Well, if you're at ISTE and you feel like you're not learning or really appreciating it, there's a newcomer session, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And go to the newcomer session. Don't be afraid to talk to people, especially the people on Twitter. Tweet about it. Say, look, I am here and I need some help. Someone's bound to help you. And there's a huge volunteer network that will always be there to help you too. They're not the people who necessarily work for ISTE. They're people, I mean, I was going to volunteer, but I just don't have the time. But other people are volunteering too. So.
And definitely check out some of the hashtags. I mean, there's a lot of things going on out there. One of my favorite hashtags is New Teacher Chat. And there's a lot of great people who are involved in that. And if you reach out to them, I mean, you can easily say, look, I'm a new teacher and I'm new to ISTE. And that makes you a perfect candidate to talk to. And there's always people around to help you out.
Well, and last year, one of my aha moments at ISTE was that I kind of got this thought process that everybody at ISTE was on Twitter. And I sat down in the newbie lounge, and this lady was sitting beside me, and she was like, she could tell she was very flustered. And, I kind of started talking to her, and I could just tell that this was just the most overwhelming experience for her. And she, within minutes, I was establishing she was not a connected educator. Someone had just sent her here because they thought this would be a good learning experience for her. And here she was in the middle of this humongous conference. And I didn't exactly know what to say to her, but I just tried to give her my very best advice because everybody there was like, oh, hey, how are you? And I can imagine if you're not on Twitter and you're not connected, that in an event like that where all these people seemingly know each other for some ungodly reason that you can't quite understand, that's really overwhelming. And so sometimes I think if you can reach out to people like that and be kind of I don't know, a guide for them, because I can just imagine if I wasn't connected going into that event and seeing all these people that knew each other, and you'd have to wonder, how do all these people really know each other and, have this stuff in common? So that was my big aha last year, was that we assume because they're there, everybody's these connected educators, but that's not always the case. So maybe you'll find someone that needs a little hand holding along the way, and if that's you, then that's your ISTE goodness right there coming through. Find somebody that just seems lost and help them out.
Well, someone actually reached out to me via the NEAN network. The ISTE has a whole NEAN network. You can sign on and join the different groups and get information. Someone reached out to me, and we were getting a conversation going, and she was like, "Hey, let's have coffee beforehand. So if you look at my schedule, I have a coffee date." And she's new to ISTE, and so we're going to sit down and kind of talk and look at, figure out what's interesting for her, and that's fine too. Reach out to people who you kind of talk with a little bit and see if that helps. Any other advice for newbies at all? Because I know, I'm thinking of my friend Lindsay. This is her first time going to ISTE. If we could share some advice, what would it be?
Get a selfie with Waka.
Get what?
Find Waka the puppet and get a selfie with him. The hashtag selfies with Waka is going to be trending, I tell you, at ISTE this year.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just on my phone now. You said any advice for newbies?
Yes.
Yep. Go for it, Stacia.
Don't try to do everything.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was a good tip, though.
That was good.
We heard it.
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, she said, "Don't try to do everything." That's true. Don't try to do everything.
But you guys heard her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you?
I
Amy?
didn't.
Yeah.
I think that is a
maid.
good tip. And by everything, I don't think if you haven't been to ISTE, you probably don't realize what everything is.
Karaoke.
So yeah, there's the extras that I think most people don't expect going into the event. So what are some of those extras that you have to kind of plan for?
One of the things that we mentioned last night, which I thought was a great idea, is make sure you have a way to bring home the swag. I mean, there's so many people out there that are coming back with pens and pencils, and that's nice. A lot of companies are now giving out thumb drive keychains and stuff that have their things on them. I know last year when I did my session, we gave away iBook Author Pro, like an iBook. So, make sure you have a way to bring back and share the knowledge.
Yes.
Many people are going as a representative of their school, their district, themselves, whatever, but make sure that you have a plan for how can I transform this, because you might be the only one in your county that goes to ISTE. What is your plan to then turnkey that information back? You're going to write a blog post, you're going to do a video, you're going to run a PD session, you're going to go to an ed camp, you're going to come on the Tech Educator podcast, you're going to do anything like that. But what is your way of taking that knowledge and transforming it? Go on a podcast, something like like EduView or House of Ed Tech or anything like that. Make sure that you can get your information out there into a way that you can turnkey what you've learned.
That's great advice.
And we will be broadcasting, right, ladies?
If they come on my show.
Well, I want to. I'm a little terrified too, but I think we should. We could probably be in.
I tried to get you guys on the show. I don't know.
Why are you terrified, Jeff? We are there. I'm committing us to.
I know. I'm like, how did we miss this, Jeff? Why are we not in the lineup? What was this?
Well, we are. You just didn't know about it.
Amy just didn't tell you, is what she's saying.
I just didn't tell you.
And she's letting me get hit by the bus.
It's before our lunch on Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, we have a lunch on Saturday.
Okay, that one. Jeff, is that the day I picked? I don't know.
Our lunch is Saturday at 11:30.
Okay, we're at 10:30. I think. I don't know.
Seriously, let's come up with a time after the show.
You got
Okay.
it. I'll put it on the schedule.
That's not good. Or you're talking about the 28th. I'm not going to be there.
Okay, y'all, we'll figure it out. No
We
freaking
will.
out on
Okay.
live TV.
Yes, sorry, everybody.
Or whatever this is.
Okay, I got another one of those little tricky things. Listen, so last year one of the coolest tips that I should have listened to and I didn't was, and I can't remember who blogged about it, but they said bring address labels. And I thought, that's the weirdest thing ever. Why would you bring address labels to ISTE? But when you get there, you get this huge packet of vendor slips. And when I say huge, I mean like a stack of vendor slips. And in order to win things from the vendors, you have to fill out all of these vendor slips. And unless you've ever been to ISTE, you cannot imagine what the vendor hall is. It's like the Disneyland for ed tech, okay? And so you literally get this huge stack of things to go and drop off at the vendors to win stuff. And so if you take those address labels, you can affix them to the little tickets that you drop off. Now, I will warn you, though, every one of them I saw last year not only wanted your name and your address, but then they wanted 6 other pieces of information. So it doesn't get you completely off the hook for filling out 400 vendor slips. But if you take address labels and you fix them, it will at least get rid of the name and address part that you would have to write 600 times. So if you are planning to try to win big at ISTE, I would consider bringing address labels.
Great advice. Business cards as well, or any kind of card you can make, whether cheap or expensive, with your information on it.
And definitely bring Evernote. I can't say it enough. And you know, Evernote has a business card scanner. You know, I know last year, every single night before going to bed, I took my stack of business cards and just started scanning it and scanning it and scanning it. Mm-hmm. That way I didn't get home with this huge stack, and it was huge. But every time somebody hands you a business card, just take out your Evernote and scan it in. There's amazing stuff that you can do there, and that way you can give them the card back. You can put it in your bag and never look at it again. But if you use Evernote, it automatically goes into your LinkedIn account, and there's a lot of other things. Just a quick cheap plug for Peggy, but this Saturday I'm going to be showing you all about how to use that stuff, how to use Evernote at conferences live at Classroom 2.0 at noon.
Oh, fabulous.
Shameless plug, but seriously, I mean, Evernote is an amazing, amazing app.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, and can I put a little plug in?
No.
If you are a vendor coming to ISTE, and you want to win me over,
oh my!
Kate knows where I'm going with this.
I sure do.
Kate has had to sit in GAETC meetings with me. You want to win me over at ISTE or GAETC, you will bring the pen stylus combo. I still have, this is my Air Squirrel one. Air Squirrel that does reflector, which I'll be using tomorrow at iSummit. I still have this pen stylus combo, folks, because I have about, I think, Kate, I pull them out at each meeting, and there's like 15 of them. These are really, really great. Stylus on one end and on the other, folks. This is a vendor gift you cannot look away from.
Just say no to flash drives.
Just say no to flash drives. This is Kate and I. We're going to get it tattooed on our forehead.
Right.
Oh my gosh, let's not even go there.
I have my 2 that I keep in my purse from the teaching channel.
Mm-hmm, the teaching channel, they had theirs at GAETC, and I tweeted the heck out of that because I was like, they're the only ones that have it. So
they were.
And speaking of vendors, don't be afraid if you've heard of a good vendor to walk up to them. Don't be shy, you know, and they're not going to like overly sell you anything. If they start doing that, just walk away. Go and, you know, talk to them and your role and what they do and their history and ask them questions. And
here's the question that you have. You walk up and you just say, do you have another one of those? Because last year, Toby walked into this booth, and he walked out with 3 Android tablets.
It's amazing.
Do you have another one of those? And they're like, sure, here. Because they're giving stuff away. They don't, especially on Tuesday night. Like, they don't want to be flying it back home, and they don't want to be packing it. So grab as much stuff as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be at TechSmith a bunch, guys. They love giving stuff away, particularly Snagit, sometimes copies of Camtasia.
Yep.
Come by and talk to them. I don't know yet when, but I'll be at a Haiku thing, and I'm already talking with Google and whatnot. There's so many amazing things. So many T-shirts are probably going to be abounding like crazy. You know, go and make your relationships, and who knows, maybe you'll be able to pilot something or test something in the classroom. That's always a very exciting opportunity. Make that connection.
And if you see Jerry Blumengarten, he loves hugs. So if you see Cybery Man, give him a big hug.
Hugs and stories.
That was from Jeff.
You got it. See, that's something else that I learned from GAETC, the Georgia Education Technology Conference. I did too much. And Jerry was there, and then Laura Briggs, who's in charge of the Special Interest Group Mobile Learning, she was there. I only saw them for all of like 5 minutes, and because I was running around and trying to go things and do things, and I kind of regret that. I wish that I had taken the time to say, you know, I'm not going to go to this. Instead, I'm going to talk to this person. So it's okay to, you know, purposeful planning, but give it up if you have to.
Agreed.
Peggy just tweeted something out good. Oh, and Scott Floyd. Oh, how funny. Okay, all right, Scott. That is an excellent point because I would buy a flash drive that looks like the guy from The Big Bang Theory. I believe that's Sheldon Cooper.
Sheldon?
Yes. Sheldon Cooper, the flash drive. Yeah, I might give my money for that. But Peggy just tweeted out, too, that SanDisk now has wireless drive storage. Content from iPads and frees up your memory on your iPad. Thank you, Peggy.
You know, and a way to take notes, Evernote is a great way to take notes. If, you know, bring a device. You don't want to bring too many, but bring a device and a bag, not a giant bag, Jamie Vandergrift.
I'm going to have a backpack this year. I've got my Vera backpack with my Vera cross. It's cute.
Oh, boy.
So super cute, y'all.
Y'all, the best investment I ever made, speaking of Evernote, Jeff, was getting the Evernote bag that they have on their website. That is honestly the best bag ever. It permanently stays standing up. It's the triangle commuter bag, and it's the perfect size to take to conferences. It holds everything I need, but not too much. It limits me a little bit.
And for those of you that want to use that stylus pen combo that all the vendors are going to give us, thanks to Jamie, I recommend, too, the Evernote Moleskin Journal. And I know I've mentioned this before on the show, but Kat's got hers out. I absolutely love my journal because I'm still old school, and sometimes I need to write. So, and it helps my thought process too. But you can tag them with stickers that come included in the Moleskin notebook. And those stickers, once you scan them, like Jeff was talking about, you can actually go into the Evernote app and take a photograph. It then sorts your note by the sticker into whichever folder you've assigned that sticker to. So if you, let's say, use one of the stickers with a lightning bolt and you assign that lightning bolt sticker for all of your ISTE notes that you write down, boom, you take a picture of the journal page and it goes straight to the ISTE folder. So highly recommend.
That is a great idea, Kate.
There's a baby.
Oh. Aww.
This is one of the ISTE mascots for 2015.
Oh.
I think you need to get him a t-shirt.
I know.
That would be awesome. He needs an Ed Review t-shirt.
He does.
There is a women of babies of EdTech women shirt too.
We can make that happen. Aww.
I know.
You know, we should make a t-shirt. That's a really good idea.
Hello?
I know. We're all distracted by the cuteness.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. All right. So in the last few minutes, about 6 or 7 to go. Okay. So we've talked about all the people that's going to be at ISTE. So if you are sitting at home, and whether you know somebody that's there or you don't know somebody that's there, how are you going to get the most out of ISTE if you are not there?
Well, first of all, make a column in TweetDeck 1. And honestly, one of my favorite things that I ever did, especially, and I was inspired by a conference that I didn't go to, was create an if this then that, where if I favorite something, it sends it to a spreadsheet in Google. So if I can favorite something, it'll send it to Google, and I'll forevermore have that list. Even if I delete it from my favorites later, I'll at least have that spreadsheet I can go back and reference, and that's just from that event. Or I can also use if this then that. Anything that I retweet or anything that I tweet that has ISTE 14 or ISTE 2014 on it, you can also set it up where that will go to a spreadsheet. If this then that could be a great way for you to record things and keep them in a different place for reference for later.
I do the same thing with this and that, and I have it every time I favor a tweet, it goes in.
Me too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What else for all those people sitting at home?
Clearly watch Jeff. Watch the live stream.
9 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Every day.
And there's going to be a ton of other stuff. I do hear that there's going to be some satellite podcasts happening. I don't know if I'd love to get some extra broadcasting. I know House of EdTech's going to be covering ISTE Live, and also Principal Cast is going to be covering ISTE Live. So check out some of these other shows going on to catch up on some of the extra details.
Definitely. And I don't see why. I know EduView wants to try to do a show, but worst come to worst, we'll do little satellite shows. There's ways to do this. Make it short and sweet. Find on YouTube lots of YouTube videos hashtag themselves ISTE 2014 or 14. Do the search on YouTube. You'd be surprised what you find.
Yeah. And reach out.
And buffer or Hootsuite, schedule your tweets ahead of time. So that for those of you that are presenting, go ahead and schedule your tweets to remind people to come to your sessions ahead of time. And I'm planning, I don't know that this will happen, but I'm planning on doing that so that it just goes out throughout the conference. So that'll definitely help too.
Well, and speaking of, what's making me think of is if you are on Twitter and you're following whatnot, I would ahead of time look at the schedule as if I was going to go. Find who these people are, find their hashtags, or find whatever social media they're really active on, and reach out to them like the day after or the day before and be like, hey, are you going to share your materials? Would you go ahead and share them with me? That way at least you can kind of get what they're talking about even though you're not there. So cute.
Good idea.
Is that a better view?
Yeah.
Thank you. So big. They've grown up so much.
7 months old.
Aw, mine's 8.
We could all get together and have a big ISTE party.
Not with the children. Not with the children, please.
Yes. All right, y'all. I think that ISTE in itself is an event, and if you leave out all the ed tech part, it's an event. So I think what would be our closing advice? If each of us had one tip for someone coming to ISTE that we had not mentioned, what would be your last piece of closing advice? Amy, you go first.
Buddy up. Get a buddy. Find a buddy. If you're coming by yourself, find a buddy. I think that I hate actually just going to conferences by myself, like if I don't know somebody. I need to have a buddy. Like when we were at Ed Camp Atlanta in the fall, like Kate was my buddy. Just for me, it makes me more comfortable. Even though I'm a pretty social person and I like to get out and meet people, I like to have somebody who kind of knows the ropes too. So I think finding a buddy, and if you're coming by yourself, maybe hook up with one of your Twitter buddies that you haven't met previously, and schedule a coffee date or a dinner date like Kat has, I'm sorry, and make that your person, your kind of go-to person for the conference time. Not saying you have to spend your whole time with them, just that, hey, there's eyes on you someplace.
That's a great suggestion, Amy.
All right. Jamie, you want to go?
I'd say find whatever communication tool that's working for you. Find it and use it. I know for us it's Voxer, and Voxer's going to be a huge help for us. I think just it's essentially a walkie-talkie, right? So at any given time, assuming that I need to get a quick message to Kat, like I'm running behind or I'm on my way or something. Find a good communication tool that people are using. And I know just today, it's like Voxer's funny. Every day I see like 4 or 5 new people pop up, and so I think EduVoxers are coming, strong. But whether it's Voxer or Glide or Kate, what is it you use that was it GroupMe at GAETC?
Yes.
GroupMe. Find some app that allows you to have a communication with a group of people, kind of piggybacking on what Amy said. So you have a group of people you can stay in contact with. But I think finding the app that works for you and connects you is good.
I would like to also add, along with the hydrate tip, bring your favorite bring a bottle of your favorite over-the-counter pain medication.
Yes.
Aleve, Advil, liquid gels, whatever it may be. I would take some in the morning before you leave the hotel room. Just saying.
Yeah, last year Amanda Dykes had tweeted out this picture of this roll-on Band-Aid. It's a little blue thing.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, I remember that.
You roll it on the back of your heels.
Yes.
And then when you wear your shoes, it avoids blisters. And it's just like a roll-on, like a deodorant kind of thing, and it's yay big. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Amanda, that's awesome. I went out and bought some. It is a saving grace. So either wear extremely comfortable shoes, and if you, I'm not a tennis shoes girl. You gonna see me in some cute shoes. It's just happening. But find something that if you're going to wear cute shoes and they might hurt you a little bit, find something, bring your Band-Aids, or get you some of that roll-on stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad idea, and one of the things I wanted to mention was make sure you pack smart, and I'm not talking about just your devices. I'm talking snacks, coffee, if you're a coffee person, but I would make sure it's disposable. Don't carry your coffee cup around, because I think I left my coffee cup everywhere at GAETC. Yeah, let's see, what else? First aid, Band-Aids, nail polish if you have pantyhose. Guys, I'm not really sure what would be the equivalent of that. But you also be able to keep track of your things. Make sure that you're aware of where your stuff is at all times.
Kat's not speaking from experience or anything.
No.
Oh no, that was a.
Let's don't go there. Let's don't go there. Let's just don't go there.
No.
Just keep your eyes on your electronics, everyone.
Just in case. Just in case. And also chargers. Chargers. If you have your stuff, bring a reliable charger. Because one of the worst things is if you don't have a charger and you have to ask people continuously to borrow their chargers.
And Peggy George last night chimed in on the Tech Educator podcast and said, surge protectors, bring an extension cord or surge protectors. You have like 6 friends automatically because you plug in and you're set. So bringing an extension cord of some sort would be helpful.
Hey, by the way, the ISTE app is actually really awesome. So it recommends things you can do, and it has sessions. You can log in. You can see all your favorites for your schedule. The ISTE app this year is awesome. All right, Jeff, how about you?
I think the biggest advice I can give people is to experience ISTE, and don't do what you're saying you're not doing. Let me explain that. I go to a lot of ed camps, and I'm usually the guy that they throw up in the beginning of the session, and they always ask me to do these Ed Camp 101s, and that's essentially I round up all the first-time ed campers and I explain to them what an ed camp is, and it's all these great things. I notice there's a pattern with every ed camp. Somebody's going to come up and say, I'm here to network, I'm here to meet people, I want to experience what an ed camp is, and then they go back at the table, they put their head down, and they take out their laptop, and they do their little emails. That's not networking. Don't do that. If you're going to ISTE and you want to meet people, go shake hands and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, how you doing, where you're from, get some names, get some phone numbers. Oh, you're on Twitter, what hashtag do you follow? If you see somebody like a Tom or Jerry or anybody that's out there that's, like the Twitter rock star people, I don't like that term, but, if you see somebody who's a famous educator, go up and say hi to them. Give them a big hug and say, hey, I follow you. You do some great stuff. And I bet you they'll write back and go, hey, you do too. Don't be afraid to go up and just introduce yourself to people. I mean, networking is why we're there. The sessions are great. The puppets are awesome. The karaoke is not apparently going to be heard by Jamie this year, but definitely make sure that you go out there and you experience every single thing that you can. I find sometimes the best meetups and the best times to actually get to people are like 5:30 in the morning over at the Starbucks.
Amen.
Wow. So many people there that are, they're on their downtime. They're in their sweat socks. They're the whole deal. But it's a watering hole. It's a gathering place. And another great place is, use these hashtags. We had a great game last year of hashtag Marco Polo. Just find somebody and have a good time with them, and don't be shy. We're all there to help out each other. We're all there to learn. We're all there on the same team as educators, and we're there for one reason and one reason only. We're there to help out our students. And you never know, you might be a music teacher and I'm a music teacher, and we would never know that we're in the same place, but we kind of share the same job. So definitely don't be hypocritical and say, I'm out here to have a good time, and then you spend the rest of the day with your head in your phone.
Yeah, and who says, like, you're talking to music teachers? What a brilliant idea would it be to have, like, a Twitter shout-out, hey, Spanish teachers, get together with me, 2 hours. Like, there's a bunch of cool things you can do just to kind of organically.
Run an English ed chat at ISTE, just out of the blue, and just say, hey, we're going to go meet at Starbucks and do this. I mean, why not? And if somebody else has that same idea, look, there's 20,000 educators there. Have a great time. And if you need to, stop by the TeacherCast booth. We're broadcasting live 9 to 12 in the morning.
Amen. And aim for... You know what, Jamie? You gave me a good idea about selfies. What if there's a hashtag #IstySelfie and you try to take every selfie, take lots of selfies as possible? That's proving that you're meeting people and networking. You can walk up to people you don't know and say, "Hey, who are you? I am going to take a picture of you, and we're going to hang out and get to know each other."
And there is no such hashtag. There's no such hashtag.
No such hashtag. Done. #IstySelfie.
It's
done, y'all.
#IstySelfie. It rhymes. #IstySelfie. All right. I
there
think
she
that's a great
goes.
way.
Doing the first one.
Good job.
All right, that's going.
Yay. No, I'm telling you, I think that's a great way to encourage the networking. Jeff, I'm going to try to find you. I want you to be my first #IstySelfie.
9 o'clock Saturday. Steve Hargadon, Lucy Gray, broadcasting live. You'll find me at teachercast.tv.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, this is the end of our season.
It is, y'all. This is our second season, 32 shows. We killed it this season.
And my car didn't break this time.
Yes, so glad. Thank goodness your car's fine in the driveway.
Yeah.
My hand just got barfed on, but, my car is fine.
Oh.
Right.
Details. That's the life of a parent, man. Well, guys, typically at this time we talk about our show next week, but we don't have one. I will say I'll be talking with the girls, and we'll figure out a plan to have something going on with ISTE, whether it's like 5-10 minute kind of interview shows or whatnot. Definitely going to have something with Jeff going on. So make sure you follow Jeff, follow what he does, look at our YouTube channel. We'll tweet some stuff out, and we'll see you, I guess, in August, y'all. And you can see right there all his information.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Now, guys, we'll see you at ISTE and then in August. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great summer.